Alright, so in this video, I finally got this. But anyway, I got a single generator from my phone at 250 hertz running through an amplifier from a 12 volt battery, and it's spinning this servo motor which has a ton of torque on it at that frequency, and we're pulling 29 watts, and when I put a load to it, I'm squeezing as hard as I can and it barely puts up the amp draw. Like there's a ton of torque on this, but it spins pretty slow. But it's consuming, 30 watts almost just running. And if I unplug this, the audio amplifier pulls 9 watts just running. And then I plug it back on, turn it back on. Come on. This is a 600 watt audio amplifier, by the way. Alright, I can't keep this back on, but I'm going to put my phone on here. Stubborn bugger. Alright. You can see the power output, and when I change the settings on here, you can see it starts to run like crap. That's the X over. This is, or no, yeah, it's the X over frequency, and this is the this is the bass boost. You can tell when I have it at max bass boost, it works best. And then when I change the frequency, I'll start lowering it, and then it starts running out of synchronicity with the, then see the power consumption goes way up, and then when it gets into synchronicity, it goes down. So there's actually a peak efficiency with this. So for this frequency, it's about 256. Yeah, 256 is the max frequency, I think, for this to be max. Oh, wait. Nope, 257. 258. 260. Alright, 250. 259 is the max efficiency for this motor. And I cannot stop this at all. The power consumption barely goes up too when I'm gripping it as hard as I can. Wow, that's crazy. The motor housing is kind of hot. Not like hot, but it's warm. The amplifier is a little warm, but not bad. But yeah, the motor housing's a little warm. I'm impressed with how much torque there is with this. It spins pretty slow at this and I can't go any higher, because if I go any higher, it won't spin it. It'll be out of sync of the motor. For some reason, this frequency exactly is what is perfect for this motor. I'm sure there's something behind that. I just don't know it. And obviously, when I turn the bass up or down, I'm turning the strength of the audio amplifier down. And when I do that, it still has torque and power. But it gets to a point where it can't be in sync as good as it was with it at max. So now it can't drive the motor because it's not doing enough of a difference, I think, with the magnetic field. Now this is like still gotta go a little more yet. This might be the bare minimum. Nope, still gotta go more yet. I'm sure if I adjusted the frequency a little bit, I could probably tweak it. But my power input to the audio amplifier is less right now, but it's pulling more watts. But now when I increase the power input, It seems like the... Okay, that's funny. When I put a load to it, it dropped it. Now I'm going to lower the power input. So it's still working there. Alright, so right there is it falls out of sync. And then when it falls out of sync, can I adjust the frequency to smoothen it out? I sure can. So the power level and the frequency increases, decreases with the power input. So as I lower the input power, I just have to adjust the frequency to get it to run correctly. Other than now, I can't really put much load to it without it messing up. So I just gotta lower the frequency more and more for it to run correctly as the power input drops, which is kind of interesting. So you could definitely tell when it's not in sync. It pulls more power than it should. So there's a dramatic difference when it's not in sync. Like it's at 20 watts, and when it starts getting out of sync, see how the power jump is right there? Just by one frequency adjustment, it's changing it a lot. Right there. From 206 to 207, it makes the wattage huge difference. So I'm going to drop the input as low as I can go. So right here is as low as I can go. Motor is not able to spin, but let's see if I can trim this down to where I can get it to spin. Alright, right here. I'm getting it to spin. Can I get any torque out of this though? It's spinning, but I can't get any torque out of this thing. Let's see. No. I have to increase it a little bit more, I think. Probably right here. Alright. Well, spinning right there. Alright. Nope. There's really not much torque on that. It's not able to stay in sync. Oh, here we might get some torque. Now I wonder if I adjust this, if it would help. But now look at it's wasting tons of power. It's not really. So it's better to have it at higher power with a lower frequency. See, now look at this thing. It's pulling tons of power at this frequency. The higher the frequency, the better. Alright. So I'm back at max. Let's get it to where it's in peak efficiency. Oh. You see that jerk that it had as soon as it hit its peak efficiency? Alright, so right here it falls off. I think this is, well, let's see, 260 is making it fall out of sync. And there's all the torque you can imagine right there. It's perfectly in sync and it's at its peak efficiency. So, kind of cool. But I think I'll cut it off here with this. I'm showing you some interesting things with the servo motor and the audio amplifier. Obviously, this is not how a servo motor is ran through an audio amplifier, but it works. But you can't really adjust the speed very very good because you have to keep constantly adjusting things. But I don't have a servo driver, but I thought this would work, and it sure did. It's cool to see it. But this video's getting long. I'll cut it off here. All right, see you later.